Creating change. It is important to schedule special occasions. A man needs to remember that women tend to feel the weight of domestic responsibility and find it hard to take time off for themselves. If a man creates special times when she can get out of the routine, she is free to feel nurtured. Celebrations, parties, presents, and cards also affirm the passage of time. They are particularly important for women. A woman greatly appreciates a man's special attention to her at these times. His remembering birthdays, anniversaries, Valentine's Day, and other holidays means a lot to a woman. Doing something special on those days for her frees her from feeling overwhelmed by life's repetitive responsibilities and assures her that she is loved. One of the chief passion assassins is routine. Even if you are comfortable in your rut, it is helpful to break out of it from time to time. Even doing silly things can help make a moment special and memorable. For example, on our last vacation, instead of just taking a picture of my family in front of the Washington Monument, I laid down on the sidewalk and shot a picture from a lying down position. Everyone laughed, and as a result, that moment will be remembered. All or all of our little efforts to occasionally break the routine make a difference. Ultimately, what keeps passion alive in a relationship is growing in love. When, as a result of living, laughing, crying, and learning together, two people are able to love and trust each other more, the passion will continue. 3. Feelings, needs, and vulnerabilities. To continue feeling our love, we need to feel. When it is not safe to have feelings or sensitivities, we quickly lose touch with our passion. While women need to talk more about their feelings and be heard if they are to feel vibrant in a relationship, men need to be appreciated for their actions if they are to feel like doing things for their partners. When a man stops feeling a tender desire to please his partner, his tender feelings are automatically repressed. When a woman stops feeling the safety to share her feelings, she also begins to close up by repressing emotions. Over time, when a woman or man continues to repress feelings, they begin to build walls around their hearts. Each time a woman feels ignored, minimized, and unsupported, another brick is placed in her wall. Each time a man attempts to be there for her and he ends up feeling ignored, criticized, corrected, or taken for granted, another break is placed in his wall. In the beginning, we can continue to feel love because the wall of repressed feelings is not fully blocking our hearts. But once it does, it cuts us off from our loving emotions. To bring back the passion, this wall has to be dismantled break by break. Every time we remove one by applying advanced relationship skills, a little light begins to shine through. We then suddenly become aware of the rest of the wall and again feel that we are shut off. Slowly but surely, by continuing to successfully communicate and appreciate each other, that wall can come down and feelings can be fully experienced again. Feeling pain. When we are not getting the love we need but remain vulnerable to our partners, we feel pain. Many couples deal with this by numbing themselves. They might say to themselves, "It doesn't matter, I don't care." They may begin to close up saying, "I can't really trust him to be there for me, so I won't rely on him." The most painful and lonely feeling is lying next to someone you don't feel you can reach out and touch with love. At this point, you may turn to an addiction to avoid feeling the pain of not being loved. Such dependencies free from us from the pain but kill the passion. Only by learning to reach out for love and ask for what we want in skillful ways can we really heal our pain. By turning off our feelings, we lose touch with our inner passion. We may not even know what we actually need more or because we have stopped feeling. Without having the skills to get the love we need, we may automatically begin to stop feeling our needs. When this happens, passion begins to disappear. Working on trust and caring. The challenge women face in their relationship is to keep open up when feeling disappointed or unloved. It is of paramount importance that they work on trusting their partner more and continue to be receptive. Otherwise, they will lose touch with their vulnerability and needs. The secret to growing in trust is not to expect your partner to be perfect, but to believe that you are growing in the skills that help him give you what you want. Through understanding how men are different, a woman enables herself to trust that he loves her even when he doesn't instinctively do the things she would do to demonstrate caring. Over time, she can begin to see the ways in which he thinks he is loving her. Most important, she can apply advanced relationship skills to help him be more successful in supporting her. To take down the wall around his heart, a man must work on caring. To bring back the passion, he needs to remember that it will require hard work and effort. At times, it will be like lifting a heavy weight. If there is no wall around his heart, doing things is easy. Once he is taken for granted, the wall begins to rise again. Each time he feels his efforts are not appreciated, another break is added to the wall. But as he consciously begins doing little things that she can appreciate, if only for brief moments, the wall building stops. When his determination prays and the wall suddenly looks higher, he becomes wary and resistant once more. He craves only to spend a lot of time in his grave. A man can eventually come out and overcome the inertia of not caring if he is aware of the effort required to open his heart again. As he does, he will see that he is truly becoming a stronger person. With his strength, his road ahead will be less rocky. Eventually, he will energize as never before by pleasing his partner. Healthy dependence. As we grow together in love and trust, open up and feel our mutual needs more strongly, our vulnerability increases too. Passion is most powerful experience when we know how much we need someone. In the beginning of our marriage, securing bonus appreciation was relatively unimportant to me. Over the years, I have grown to love receiving it. It brightens my day, and we are having sex allow me to feel how deeply I need her in my life. After years of my consistently trying to be there for her, she can freely feel her needs for my love as well. The more she can depend on my support, the more passion she can feel. Bonnie is also realistic. She knows that I am not perfect and that I cannot always be there for her. Bonnie's dependence on me is healthy because it is based on what I can really give her. This allows her to be more vulnerable, which in turn allows me to feel like I make a difference. Need and dependence become a turn on when we are needing what our partner can give us. It is unwise as well as naive to expect our partners always to give us the love we need. Sometimes, they have none to share and yet we demand more. In a sense, it is as though we are saying to a person in a wheelchair, "If you love me, then you will stand up and walk." Sometimes they just can't be there for us in the ways we mistakenly think they can or should. But once we begin to need our partners in ways that they can't or don't support us.
Iyo,
Yes?
ano yung bilog te?
Otso. Otso. But once we begin to need our partners in ways that they can't or don't support us, we will not only turn them off, but will disappoint ourselves as well. When we need our partners too much, we will eventually pull away our trust and caring. The more successful we are in fulfilling each other, the more we can rely on that support. With this kind of trust, even when our partners let us down, we will know that they did the best they could and can be much more forgiving. 4. Personal responsibility and self-healing. As we continue to open up and have our emotional needs met in our relationship, our unresolved past feelings ultimately begin to surface. When they rise up, they don't say, "Hi, I'm your anger with your dad." Instead, they are directed at our partners. It is an irony that when we feel most love, the unresolved feelings from past experiences of not being loved begin to affect our moods. One minute we are feeling passion, the next we are considering divorce. Such radical shift we always justify by our partner's behavior, although it is really isn't primarily about them. For example, I come home in a great mood and my wife greets me at the door by saying, "You forgot to call and tell me you were late. I didn't know what had happened." Certainly, I don't like being greeted with such a negative mothering statement. But if I suddenly get really upset and go to on my cave and even consider divorce over that one statement, I have to take responsibility for my strong reaction. Blaming your partner is looking in the wrong direction and aggravates the wound. Whenever you feel you were fine until your partner did one thing that ruined your day, it is generally something deep inside you that needs to be healed. When past feelings begins to surface, they generally make us feel uncharacteristically negative. We may feel a lot of blame, criticism, doubt, resentment, confusion, ambivalence, judgment, and rejection. For a moment, we regress back to feeling and reacting the way we did as children when we didn't feel safe to freely react. When such feelings surface, it is vital for us to work on taking responsibility for being more loving and forgiving. We should not expect our partners to be our loving parents. That, as if we know, is a surprise passion killing. Surefire passion killer. As those times, we need to parent ourselves or work with a surrogate parent in a psychotherapeutic setting. It is up to us to reparent ourselves, not our partners. Saman,
Wake up every morning when you're in my bed. That's precisely what I plan to
thank you. When we start blaming our partners for our unhappiness, it is a clear signal that our own old stuff is coming up. Although we feel especially entitled to demand more from our mates, we should demand nothing. It is a time for self-healing. It is a time for us to give ourselves the comfort in understanding that our parents may have failed to give us. Remember, to expect our partners to make us feel better is to put them in a role of parents. The more dependent we become on them to change before we can change, the more stuck we will be. By parenting ourselves, we are free to release them from being the targets of our blame. Feeling powerless. Feeling powerless. Another signal that we are dealing with the past is powerlessness. Whenever we feel are out of control and therefore seek to control another, our childhood is generally affecting us. We were controlled as children. We were genuinely powerless to get what we wanted and needed. As adults, we have many more choices and opportunities. Even with new relationship skills, you will at times feel like nothing is working and that you will never get what you want. When these feelings emerge, we need to embrace it and sympathize with ourselves, but must also keep in mind that we are not really powerless. It is rather that our present assessment of the situation is definitely being clouded by old feelings seeking release. By applying self-healing techniques, a clearer vision of your abilities and opportunities will begin to come back into focus within minutes. Impatience. When our hearts are open, we are patient towards our partner limitation in our own. When strong feelings of impatience appear, they are another signal that childhood feelings are clouding our vision. As adults, we have learned how to wait patiently for desire to become reality. Patience is a skill and a part of maturity. When we suddenly begin to feel impatient, we lose our realistic perspective and immediately demand more than is possible. Instead of feeling good that progress is being achieved, we feel frustrated that not enough is happening fast enough. With each setback, we negate our progress. Quite commonly, after taking my seminar or reading my books, men will begin to make changes. Then after a while, they stop. At that point, kuha lagi natin. Record na siya diri ba? Kanta man ka.
Dili man na siya makapiright basta tingog lang nimo.
Dili, nagakuan siya to eh.
Dili lagi dagag vlogger ni ilan na ko na sila rin magkanta-kanta para di daw makapiright.
Tumukanta ka din, tas nagabasa ko.
Ah, sorry. Gimiyot na nako ha.
Quite commonly, after taking my seminar or reading my books, men will begin to make changes. Then after a while, they stop. At that point, a woman may begin to feel, I knew it, he didn't care. He's just going back to the way he always was. Her negativity prevents her from assisting him to continue supporting her. If he offers to do something, she withers him with, well, I'll wait to see if you really do it before I get excited. There is no better way for him to lose his motivation. When a woman becomes impatient, she will demand that her partner make his changes permanently instead of realizing that he is engaged.
Ayan na.
Pilang pasayan?
Marang nga po lang, 300. Dagko ko.
300.
Kapag ginagawa isa,
Pwede 100 lang?
yak, salamat.
Of the 150.
150. Half kilo?
Ha?
Sige, 150.
Sige, partida.
Dapat maka 500,000.
Dala.
Nagkuha ko mo, maray na kami.
Wala, tadulong na
Di
150.
asa ang susi sa motor? Naan na sa imo ha?
Ulo, tuwa sa ilo ko.
Hura mo na akong motor.
Manugod sa na po ka.
Matukog ka muning.
Dili pwede.
Ate.
Dili.
Ala, ako ba naggasolina na ha? Gipultang pa na ko na.
Pwede na kay ikaw. Pamuli nga na padulong. Ang sa naman na. Sa ka ng tatay.
Oh, ayan.
Di mo ka makasaba, hindi ka masaba. Di ka makasaba, nung di ka masaba. Recorded. Recorded. Wala bitaw ko atuan ti oy. Wala mo ko atuan ta.
Sa bantaan na. Pila yun ang kain.
Wala gani ko atuan ron, wala ko appointment.
Humo gani. Sa naman ko ani.
Wala yung nangagaduglaan.
Kasi na ko te. Nawala na ko ba.
Sa kuan sa pasayan.
If he offers to do something, she withers him with, well, I'll wait to see if you really do it before I get excited. There is no better way for him to lose his motivation. When a woman becomes impatient, she will demand that her partner make his changes permanently instead of realizing that he is engaged in an ongoing process to give her the support she needs. Instead of giving up or demanding more, a woman needs to focus less on changing her partner and more in changing her own attitude. How we stop loving. When we feel blame toward our partner, it is difficult to accept, understand, and forgive their limitations and imperfections. Only through learning to love them in stormy times can we grow together. Anybody can love somebody who's perfect. The test of love is caring for a person even though we know them to be less than perfect and have experienced their daily limitations. We claim that we want to be loved for who we are, but can we really love our partners for who they are? When our hearts are open, love is automatic. When our hearts are closed, we are responsible for opening up. We are no longer children. To have an adult relationship, we must shoulder responsibility. The re-emerge of our childhood feelings strengthen. Nana is smart.
Nana?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Nana, utok in text. Una, ana.
Naanag bitaw. Turn the Wi-Fi on. Yeah, yeah. Getting warm, getting cold. But baby, this is life. I don't get mad. Cause oh,
Bawal ka magpinso.
can't you see?
Oh. Oh. And, kana sila niya. Kanang green.